Okay, so this week we are learning to solve change unknown problems on a number line. Remember, change is the word for when the middle of the problem is missing. Here's an example. So we use this problem. 29 plus something equals 73. The change, of course, is the middle part that you can see here. So, the first thing that we need to do to solve a change unknown problem is draw a number line in our books. So here's my number line. Of course, I'm a fantastic student, so I'm using a ruler. The first thing you do is you draw your line, and then you draw a little line for the start number and a little line for the end number. We can see with our problem, we actually know where the problem begins and we know where the problem ends. What we don't know is the jumps. So I can write in the first number and I can write in the last number, and I'm going to do that now. 29 is going to go at the start of my problem, and 73 is going to go at the end because I know that that is where I'm going to end up. I have to figure out my jumps now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to jump up to a tidy number. So the next tidy number from 29 is going to be 30. So I'm going to make that my first jump on my number line. So what I need to remember is when I'm using this strategy, I have to do a few things throughout. I can't just draw my lines and leave it at that. Every time I do a jump, I have to put a little line and then write where I've landed and how many I've added. So if I'm jumping from 29, I'm adding 1 and I'm landing at 30. You need to write all of those things in your book when you're solving these problems. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a big jump up to 70. 30 to 70 is just counting up in tens, so I know that that's quite easy. If I have 3 tens and I want to get up to 70, I need to add on 4 tens or 40. And if I'm not sure about that, I can skip count to see how many it is. If I start at 30, I can go 40, 50, 60, 70, and I know that I am adding on 40. The last thing I have to do is my final jump to 73, and I don't need to write anything because 73 is already written at the end here, but I do need to write how many I added, which is 3 more. I'm not quite finished because what I need to do now is I need to add up everything that I've added, all of the jumps. So I've added 1, 40, and 3, which means I've got 41 and 3 more is 44. So my answer is 44. So 29 plus 44 equals 73. Your first commit task is going to be some problems that are change unknown. Remember, so we don't know the middle. You're going to have the start of your problem and the end of your problem, and you're going to have to work out how many jumps. Remember to solve your problems in your book with number lines that look like this. You need to write where you land, where you start, where you finish, and how many you're adding for each jump. This time we're going to use a number line to solve change unknown problems again, but we're going to skip one of the steps. We'll combine one of the steps so that we can do it in 2 jumps. Last problem we used 3 jumps to get up to the answer. So this time we're going to look at a problem like 36 plus something, of course, equals 67. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw our number line. Remember to use a ruler. First thing, write our numbers at the start and our numbers at the end. So 36 is where I'm beginning, 67 is where I want to end up. We've got to figure out how many jumps. So the first thing we are going to do, again, is jump to a tidy number. So the closest tidy number to 36 is 40. So I'm adding on 4. Now, last time what we did is we took 2 jumps to get to the end number. We went from 40 up to another tidy number, which in this case would be 60, and then we jumped again some more ones to get up to 67. This time we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're just going to jump up in one jump. And in our head, we're going to add the tens and the ones together. So we're going to jump all the way to the end. I know that 40 to 60 is adding on 2 tens. So that's 20. If I had to add on some more to get to 67, then I would have to add on 7 more. So I know that I've added 27. Whoopsie daisy. I know that I've added 27. So now I just have to add up my jumps and figure out what should go in the middle here. So 27 and 4 more is 31. So 36 plus 31 equals 67. In your second commit task, you're going to have a practice jumping in 2 jumps. So all of the problems are going to be the grasshopper ones, and he's going to get to 100. You're going to add to the next tidy number and then do a big jump right to the end. This time I want to see whether you can solve your change unknown problem in 2 jumps. Okay, for the last video for this play posit, we're going to be working on the same thing again, solving addition problems that are change unknown, but this time we're going to be looking at solving them when you go past 100. Here's an example. Right, what I want to find out is 54 plus something equals 123. So this time we're going past 100 up to 123. We're going to practice our skip counting, but first we'll draw our number line. Okay, just like the other problems, we know where we start and we know where we end, and we're going to figure out the jumps. So I know that I start at 54. I know that I need to end at 123. The first thing I'm going to do is jump to my first tidy number, which is 60, and I'm adding on 6 to get from 54 to 60. Then what I'm going to do is, that's quite a lot, so I'm just going to jump up to 100. Okay, so I'm going to break this problem up and make it easier for myself by just landing at 100. I know that 60 to 100, I need to add on 4 tens, so I need to add on 40. After 100 to 123, it's really easy to do that. You don't have to do tens and ones because you know you're just adding on 23. So what we do here is now we have 3 numbers that we need to add: 23, 40, and 6. So I'm going to add my 6 and my 23 together. I'm going to write for this one because there's a few things to add. So 23 plus 6 equals 29. And now I need to add my 40. So 29 plus 40 equals 69. So 54 plus 69 equals 123. Your next commit task is a Weka figure it out task. At the end you will see there's some questions where you have to solve up to 123. Use this strategy by stopping at 100 because that's a nice tidy number to help you solve that problem.